I have no idea what it is, but whenever I play a fighting game, I tend to gravitate toward the female characters. Maybe it's their cool designs, or maybe it's their speedier playstyles, but one thing's for certain, there are a ton of awesome ladies in fighting games. For this list, just keep in mind that we're only taking one character per franchise, so hey, I'm Nervous Nick for Screw Attack's Top 10 Female Fighting Game Characters.
Number 10.
You might already know that I don't exactly have the highest opinions about the lore in BlazBlue.
I see BlazBlue for what it really is. It's a mess. It's a crappy mess and I hate it.
But I can at least appreciate how goofy TAOKAKA is. As the token anime cat girl, she comes from this race of weird hoodie-wearing cat people, and like most characters in the game, she's a rushdown monster. And since TAOKAKA is a cat, of course she can cling to the walls and scratch the ever-living frick out of you. All that's missing is a move that knocks everything off of your shelves.
Number 9.
In the 90s, Capcom's fighting games ruled the arcades. SNK wanted a piece of the action too, so to help sell their own series, they needed an eye-catching female protagonist. One look at Mai Shiranui makes two words come from any boy's mouths, usually some variation of "Good God." Mai's outfit works to her advantage though. As a ninja, she tries to keep her opponent distracted so she can light him up with her pyrokinesis. Aside from that, there's really only two other big things that Mai is notable for, and they're called left and right, like holy crap girl, how do you move? Still, Mai is one of fighting games' most popular faces, and she might have been way higher if her most significant claims to fame weren't sex symbol first and fighter second.
Number 8.
I'm not even gonna try to hide it, Killer Instinct is my favorite fighting game of all time. Personal fanboyism aside, Orchid may be one of KI's flashiest fighters, in more than one sense of the word. What? Riptor's a dinosaur. And also a girl. She counts. Yeah, how's that for a combo breaker? I don't care that Sadira never wears pants. I don't care that Orchid literally has hot printed on her clothes. None of them will ever rock a cheerleader outfit like Ultratech's fire-vomiting, tail-extending, cybernetic Velociraptor. No other character on this list is gonna let me say something even remotely as awesome as that. Except for one, but we'll get to her later.
Number 7.
Doing a top 10 like this and then not including Skullgirls should be an actual crime. Like, it's literally in the title, Girls, Skullgirls. Out of the 13 females on the roster, there's just nobody quite like Peacock. How do I describe her? She's a 13-year-old girl inspired by old school cartoons who likes having a revolver in one hand and a cigar in the other. But that's not even Peacock's main way to fight. She shoots lasers out of her robotic spaghetti noodles that she calls arms, and then uses her very own Peacock gang to assist her mid-combo. You can call the fat bomb and then push the fat bomb over to them so it blows them up. That's pretty dope.
Number 6.
Ah yes, yet another one of fighting games' most popular female faces. These days, Morrigan is almost more of a Marvel vs. Capcom character than a Darkstalkers one, but just because her original series is on indefinite hiatus, that doesn't mean she doesn't deserve some recognition. As a succubus, Morrigan attacks men while they sleep to drain their life force, and something tells me that most guys wouldn't mind. But one of Morrigan's most famous abilities is cloning herself to double up on every single attack she does. If you played against a good Morrigan player in MVC3, you may be painfully aware of how well this works. The only thing about her that frustrates me more is that I can't figure out what those wings on her head are even supposed to do. You trying to achieve flight with those, or what?
Number 5.
I'm not saying that being trained from a young age to be the perfect assassin will make everyone cool, but I am gonna say that that's how Nina Williams became as lethal as she is. Tekken's own silent assassin, some would say, is the queen of 3D fighters. Nina excels at pressuring her opponents and forcing them to the one place you never want to be in Tekken, the wall. And have you ever seen anyone make a wedding dress look this good? She's wearing heels and an expensive gown, and I still wouldn't screw with that.
Number 4.
Oh, it is so tough to pick just one Mortal Kombat character, but let's get real here. If any character deserves this spot, it's Mileena. Pretty much everything about her dares to be different. Instead of being graceful, she's savage. Instead of having a beautiful face, she's a butterface. Not many fighting games really do that. And besides a certain Ninja Turtle, she's one of the most famous Psy wielders out there. It's up for debate if Mileena is Mortal Kombat's leading lady, but she doesn't have to be. Nobody else in this game's gonna pin a guy to the floor then throw his upper half by the penis. It's kinda rude.
Number 3.
Say what you will of Ivy's, character development, but she brings something unique to Soul Calibur. I'm talking about that iconic whip sword thing called the Valentine. Like, where else are you gonna see a weapon like that? Besides Scott Pilgrim, besides Gundam Wing, besides Power Rangers, okay, you know what, fine. Still, Ivy's Valentine makes her a keep-away zoner unlike any other. Stabbing it into the ground or arcing it through the sky for a hit are some of the tightest moves she has. But they're still not as tight as her wedgie. How do you even fight like that, woman?
Number 2.
This might be an unexpected woman to place this high on the list for some of you, but I cannot get over how awesome BAIKEN from Guilty Gear is. There is nothing on this list more hardcore than a one-eyed, one-armed samurai who replaced her missing limb with a friggin' grappling hook. I will never get tired of watching BAIKEN slash a dude and then pull him back in with the hook to continue the combo.
Only an idiot would make a top 10 about samurais and forget to include BAIKEN.
Number 1.
I have a question. An honest, legitimate question. I want you to answer this in the comments. Who is gaming's first lady? Some people say it's Samus, others might go with Lara Croft, and some would even say it's our number 1, Chun-Li. Yep, I know, no shockers here, but she's not at the top because of her popularity, it's because she deserves her popularity. As the first female character in a fighting game, Chun-Li has been showing the rest how it's done since day 1. Back in the day, she could jump off the walls, and who doesn't like that, right? Chun-Li is level-headed, skilled in combat, and has a heart as big as her thighs. But not literally, because that'd be gross. For as long as Street Fighter, and by extension fighting games, have been popular, Chun-Li hasn't just been the most important woman in the genre, she's been an actual inspiration to millions. And if you're gonna go around calling yourself the strongest woman in the world, you probably should be. For our secret number 11, they say that Ruby Hart was a Darkstalkers character who didn't make the cut, but thankfully she showed up anyway in MVC2. She attacks with water, anchors, ghosts, and making her pirate ship come out of nowhere and blast her enemy to bits. If only she showed up in more games.